Hey Geminis, I hope you guys had a really good May. Happy June and also happy birthday. Today we're going to go into your June 2018 forecast. As you guys already know, I offer an extended reading. I also create a summary portion of this video that I put at the end of this video. You can access both in the description box below, along with information on how to get a personal reading from me through email or through video. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with your June 2018 forecast. So I think June is going to be a really good month for you. I feel like you've let a lot of weight off of your shoulders and you're able to kind of take a deep breath and you feel a lot lighter as a result. I think this had to do with the person that you were dealing with in May. I feel like a lot of the weight from that has been lifted off of your shoulders and so you're feeling better. I do also feel like because you're feeling so good, you feel like your life is taking a whole new turn. Just things in general in your life are taking a whole new turn. And so that feels, it feels nice. It feels good, happy, optimistic, and I love it. And I think part of that is you either want to understand like how you can continue to feel better, what you guys should be doing with those feelings, what direction you should be going in, or because you feel like things are changing for the better, you may be wanting to figure out how you can turn around the relationship that you were dealing with back in April. Sorry, not April, I meant May, the relationship you were dealing with in May. And I don't know that you guys necessarily want to have the same kind of relationship that you had before, but you just feel more optimistic about having this person in your life and having more of a relationship with them than you thought you could have, and it somehow working out really well for the both of you. I also think that this person that you're dealing with, they're also doing a lot better. A weight has also been lifted off of their chest or their shoulders, and that's another reason why I think you guys are a little bit more optimistic about this relationship with them, is because they also seem to be doing a lot better. Something seems to have changed within them. And it just feels, things just feel a lot better overall. It's like the space or the distance that you two had from each other has really done you both some good. I think it's really done the other person a lot of good. It's really what's helped them sort through a lot of what was going on with them. So yeah, I also tried to see what else you guys would be interested in talking about in June, aside from this, but I really feel like this is your main focus. And like even if things in maybe your career area aren't going as well as you'd like, it doesn't, like you notice it, but it doesn't bother you that much because right now you're just a lot more focused on this person or this relationship and really finding a way to have a good resolution, not necessarily being as close as you were with them, but finding a way to really work well with them, have a good relationship with them, and not have to be as distant from them as you thought you might need to be just because of how the personalities and the situation, the dynamics, and what that person was going through were making it seem like and how things were working out. So I think you guys are feeling a lot better about this because I think that person was really important to you. And knowing that maybe there's a way that things could work out for you in some way, I think that makes you feel a lot better. And I think also the fact that they're doing a lot better, that makes you feel really good, really happy because like I said, you really care about them. And I think you were struggling in May to separate from them because you were worried about them. You didn't want to just leave them. Part of you did, but the other part of you really worried about them. And now you don't feel like you need to be as worried. And that just opens up a lot of like happy energy and thoughts and potentials about where things could go. I think you are a little bit cautious about re-entering into some form of deeper relationship with this person. Like I was saying, you may not necessarily want to go to the same level, but you want to have more than you thought you did. And I think that you are a little bit cautious about that because you're not entirely sure how that's going to work out. But I think that you're way more optimistic about it than you are cautious. And so the optimism is really what's winning out in your minds and in your hearts. And even though you're not necessarily thinking about having the same kind of level of a relationship you had with this person before, you're really not there quite yet. I think that you are open to that idea should things continue to go well. You're open and you're hopeful, but you're not really fully thinking along those lines just yet. You just want to have more than what you thought you did. You want to see where it goes. You are a little bit cautious, but you're also optimistic, and you'll decide later whether or not more is something that is really possible for you. Not possible in terms of like, can it work out, but possible in terms of, do you really want to invest in that? The thing that I'm picking up about this person is that, yes, things are going really well, so that's great. I think it's fine to be optimistic about this, but just because things are going well doesn't mean that there isn't going to be a crash. And I think there will be a crash in about a month, and that is neither good nor bad. Yeah, just keep that in mind. It's neither good nor bad. I don't think you should judge them have it crashing or having a relapse of some sort or getting back into some old habits. I don't think you should judge that as good or bad because they are having to make a lot of changes. There is a lot going on within them. And yeah, like they obviously want to work on this with you. That's why they're trying to make things better. But because they are having to make these changes, you have to understand that like somebody can't really change overnight and they are going to go back to some of their old patterns. But as long as things are improving, I think you should keep that in mind that they are trying and just don't be too hard on yourselves or be too hard on them when they fall backwards a little bit because that is just the process of moving forward. Like anytime you're trying to make a change or change a habit, there's always going to be, temptations. There's always going to be a little bit of lazy. No, I don't want to say that this person is being lazy, but like it's not easy. There's just a lot that is going on. You have to change things mentally, emotionally. There's just a lot of layers that need to be adjusted before changes can be permanent. So just keep that in mind throughout the month when that crash happens, that it's just a part of the process of transitioning from who you were to who you want to be. In the extended, we'll go more into what the potentials look like for the two of you at this point in time. We'll also go into a little bit more about this person. I know we talked about them in the last video, or like last month's extended, but we'll go into more detail on what's going on with them right now and maybe how you guys can help them, since it does seem like this is something that you guys are interested in pursuing to some level. So we'll look into what the outcome looks like for you, also how you can really help this person and help yourself and make the most of the potentials that are there. And yeah, this concludes the YouTube portion of this video. Thank you guys for listening. If this video was helpful for you, please share it with any other Geminis that you know. Also, please click the like button. Also, make sure to subscribe if you haven't done that already. Don't forget to check out what I have in the description box. And now I'm going to do the summary portion of this video so no new information will be presented. And yeah, I will see you guys in the extended. And if I don't see you guys there, I'll see you guys on my next video on YouTube. Hey Geminis, happy birthday and welcome to the summary portion of the June 2018 forecast. I see June being a pretty good month for you. I feel like you feel like a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders, the weight's been lifted off of your chest, you're feeling lighter, you're feeling better. I think a lot of that weight that you're feeling is related to the person you were dealing with in May because there was a lot of stress there, a lot of confusion about what to do. You just were kind of withdrawing in, just really uncertain, not very hopeful about things, and a lot of that has been lifted, and so you're feeling a lot better in June. And I think part of the reason why that's been lifted is because the person in question is doing a lot better as well. They're feeling good, things seem to be changing, they seem to be doing better, a weight's been lifted off of their chest and their shoulders. And so back in May, you weren't really interested in you wanted to maintain contact with this person, but you did not want to have anywhere close to the level of relationship that you used to have with them. You wanted some, but you really wanted to be more just kind of in touch once in a while, more acquaintance-like. But now going into June, because you're feeling so much better, you're seeing that they're doing better, you're open to, right now you don't really want to have the same level of relationship that you used to have still, but you want to have a lot more than you thought you wanted back in May, because you're just feeling a lot better and you're feeling a lot more connected, and it just feels really nice. And I think that you are a little bit cautious about how things are going to work out with this person, and I think that's fair. But I think your optimism is really winning out, and so that's really what's going to pull you throughout the month is like the optimism, the hope. And so I think you're going to want to work on things with this person. And if things do continue to go well, I think that even though you're not really considering the same level relationship, like you don't want to have that same level now as you like have the same level you used to have, you don't want to have that level now, even though you're not thinking about that quite just yet. If things continue to progress, I think that you would be open to having the same level relationship with them going forward that you used to have with them. So that's kind of a change from how you were feeling in May. I do want you guys to keep in mind though that this person, yes, they're doing a lot better, but there are a lot of changes that they're having to make internally. There's a lot of shifts that are going on, a lot of them having to grow, having to make new choices. And so when that happens, when you're having to make such big shifts in who you are and how you go about things. Like in the beginning, you're gonna have like that person's gonna be like, yeah, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, and they're gonna be on top of it. But there are gonna be moments when they have moments of weakness, when they will fall back, when they will crash, when they will kind of relapse, let's say. And I don't want you guys to judge that as either a good or a bad thing, because it's really a neutral thing. It doesn't really matter that they relapsed, because that is a part of the transitional process. Anytime you're trying to change your habit, trying to change your behavior, trying to become a different person, naturally you're gonna have some fallbacks. Like it's a big process. You're having to change on multiple layers of your life, your energetic levels. So that's normal. Really what matters is how they continue forward after they've had their little crash moment. So I don't want you guys to judge them crashing or relapsing as a good or bad thing. I don't want you to be too hard on them. I don't want you to be too hard on yourselves for thinking that things could be better and then suddenly thinking like, oh, they'll never be better. Like, don't be hard. It's going to be hard to not be hard on either you or them, but try your best and just remember that anytime anybody is trying to make any kind of changes, this happens, and this person is having to make a lot of really big changes. So of course this is going to happen. Again, not good, not bad, just a part of the process. How things progress from there is really what matters. Are they still interested in working on things, or does the relapse take over and they fail that test? So yeah, in the extended, we'll go into more about this person. I know we talked about them in May, but we'll talk more about how they're doing right now. We'll also go into what are the potentials that are possible for the two of you based off of the energy right now. And then we'll also go into what you guys can do, how you guys can interact with this person, if you should even interact with them at all throughout this phase, so that you guys can have the best potentials going forward. And this concludes the summary portion of this video. So I hope you guys have a really good June. Again, happy birthday to you guys. I forgot to wish happy birthday to the May Geminis. And yeah, I will see you guys in the extended. And if I don't see you guys there, I'll see you guys in my next video on YouTube.